Giddy up, boys.
Oh, what's up, ladies? Good to see everybody.
Boys, 24 hours. 24
Yeah.
hours until we're live from Canton Wine Company. How's my audio sound? Because it sounds like shit through my headphones.
No, you sound fine, buddy.
All right.
But you sound better now than you're gonna sound tomorrow after we drink tonight after the full rehearsal dinner.
Yeah, I don't get in. We don't get in until 9:30. Dustin's going to the Ravens game tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, realistically, I don't know how long the rehearsal dinner goes. I think it's over right around 9 or something like that.
I'm not
So
sure
we'll
either.
We'll
I'm
probably
not sure
meeting
either.
you guys out.
Yeah, I mean, if you're asking my opinion, for when you guys are coming in town, the Ravens game will still be going on. There's going to be a lot of traffic downtown. I plan on coming back to Canton, and in all honesty, either the club like St. Gerard's or, I mean, just basically Pig to watch the game. And if you guys want to come meet me out, that way you're not going to deal with the traffic shit before you go to. You're staying at the Royal Sonesta, or are you staying at an Airbnb?
No, we're in Canton. We're staying in
Oh, all
Canton.
right.
We're down the street from Lighthouse Tavern.
Yeah, we're pretty close.
That's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're going to drop our bags, get changed, and then see how tired we are. And we'll probably come out for a couple beers.
Good deal.
So,
Yeah, I'll meet you guys out after the game, but we'll see how the game goes, obviously. If it's out of hand, then, we'll probably be leaving early anyway. We'll see. I mean, we've got a lot of previewing to do, so we'll get into what we think is going to happen in that game.
Sure.
But yeah, we're going to see both of you guys tonight, which is exciting, and then we'll see everyone tomorrow at Chesapeake Wine Company, 11:30. Come by, bring your dog, come say hi. We're going to be there before 11, but anytime after 11, really, if you want to stop by, if you have a little bit of time, or if you have a lot of time, come hang out with us, ask us some questions, bullshit with us. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, we're going to get there at 10 a.m. And get everything set up for anyone that wants to come by. But she won't actually open until 11. And then we probably won't go live until like 11:30 or even 12. We have Antonio coming on tomorrow. We're really looking forward to that. Antonio, if you're watching, can't wait to see you tomorrow. We got some questions that we gave to your dad. It'll be a good time. And please, when you go to Chesapeake Wine Company, if you come to Chesapeake Wine Company, support Kim. She's working real hard to get that business not off the ground, but just to make it her own. And she's a really good person, and you're gonna have a really good time. And I promise you, like, if there's one thing that we're pretty decent at is being dummies and making people laugh and smile. So please come on by and have some fun and support Miss Kim Bosley. Yeah. Before we get started on anything, boys, I just want to get that's a shame out of the way because I saw it right before I turned on my computer today.
Okay, what do we got?
All right, the Versace or as they say Versace commercial with Channing Tatum, where he shoots a bow and arrow and then runs and catches it like he's a Greek god. What the fuck are these stupid commercials that these perfume and cologne companies come out with? If I had a boa in my hand right now, I would spike it outside.
I mean, Channing Tatum might be a Greek god.
He's a good-looking man, and he would have went high in the hot guy draft if he was an actual athlete. But unfortunately, he just dances on stage and rips his chaps off. So,
how would you portray a scent on a commercial, Rogers?
How would I portray it?
Yeah, I'm just wondering what grand idea you have.
Well, let me tell you,
that's way better than this Channing Tatum commercial.
Okay, well, let me tell you what I wouldn't do. I wouldn't use a bow and arrow. All right. I also wouldn't sell a Lincoln car by having Matthew McConaughey stare at a freaking steer in the middle of the desert.
I don't know.
Because that makes me want to buy a Lincoln.
It makes me think. I mean, I've recognized Lincoln ads immediately now, whereas I don't recognize Hyundai or Honda ads. Like, you know what I mean? I think you associate the car.
That's fair. Why don't you just have these people like? Yeah, I got an idea. Why don't you have one of these famous people just fart the scent and you can see it come out, right? And like you just do some sort of like CGI shit that allows you to see the perfume come out of their ass.
I mean, to be fair, these companies make a lot more money than we do, so we shouldn't be giving them advice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we got to get a bow and arrow and a Channing Tatum. Let's rock and roll.
Oh, somebody said it the other day, and I'm like, man, I haven't heard that in a while. What do they call what they put the arrows in? Is that a quibble?
A quill, I think. A
Uh,
quiver.
a quiver. Quiver. That's what it is. Quiver.
You guys spent a lot of time at Renaissance Festival, didn't you?
I was like,
Oh, yeah.
that's a word I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah. That's what we were doing while you were pontificating your life.
All right, stop using that word. I think I should be Brian Rogers pontificator instead of flower boy.
All right. We're 7 minutes in and we haven't talked football at all yet. Let's talk some football. We got Ravens Bengals tonight. Fellas, the Ravens are wearing some sweet uniforms. I just saw online that it's the first new helmet we've worn since like 1998.
Brooksy, can you pull that uni up while Dusty pontificates about them?
Sure can.
Yeah, it's sweet. If you haven't seen it, it looks really, really good via the pictures. We'll see how it looks on the field tonight. First live Ravens game since all of us went to the New Orleans Saints game in New Orleans for Drew Burton's bachelor party.
Don't remind me.
Yeah,
Brian wasn't there.
Brian wasn't there, but
I got double booked.
These are the Ravens jerseys that we're wearing tonight. The helmets, all purple.
They've gotten a little bit of I don't know. I feel like there's been a little bit of pushback on them by some people, but I mean, I really like them.
They look.
I love the straight on bird. I really do. I think I saw Zach Bollinger. He doesn't like how the bird, just because how the helmet's made, the bird's not really centered as well, which I get.
Yeah,
but I mean, I like them. I do. They're way better than I thought they would be. They're way better than that fucking gold rush thing that we had on the whatever that was.
Oh, we had the gold pants.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awful.
Ugly.
It looked like it looked like they pissed themselves.
Yeah, gold pants are not good for football, I don't think.
No, not good for football. Now, do you guys like the matted helmet? I love it personally.
Yeah,
I do.
I think it's awesome. Yeah,
I like both. I think it's a good change up.
Yeah.
I definitely think that they will and they should wear these every so often. At least the helmet, mix the helmet into a uniform combo. Well, I guess you got to wear it with the gold numbers.
And this is something that, and I don't know if any of us have the answer to it, but maybe it's just a comment and a rhetorical question. Why the hell does the NFL only allow you to wear certain uniforms at certain times?
I think they've become a lot more lax on that over the course of the past few years. It's probably just to push sales for jerseys, if I had to guess.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure. You think that they would sell more jerseys if they if I don't know, Brooks is scrambling our screen around. I'm kind of confused. You'd think they'd sell more jerseys if teams were allowed to wear a bunch of different ones, but I mean, I guess I'm sure they have a business model that tells them otherwise.
Without a doubt. And I guess what I'm really getting at, the undertone of my statement question is, like, I would love to see us wear the blacks like 3 times in a year. And I get having to push certain jersey sales and certain jersey colors. I totally get it. It's a marketing thing. But I wish we could wear the blacks 3 times, and especially in the playoffs. And also, Pigtown, why would you put this hex on us already, man? It's early in the day. You can't be doing this shit, dude.
Brooks, were you with me at the Ravens-Bengals game where a ball bounced off of like Bernard Pollard or James Ahedebo and landed in A.J. Green's arms, and we ended up going to overtime with him? Do you remember that? So. It was across the field from us.
I think so. That was such a
I can't remember if it was Pollard or Ahedebo. It was somebody like that. It was one of those safeties that we had for like 1 or 2 years. But yeah, that was a nightmare. I think that was the last time I saw the Bengals live. And that was the Andy Dalton era game.
Shit, I can't even tell you the last Ravens game, like regular season Ravens game I've been to.
Probably that New Orleans game.
The New Orleans.
I didn't go to that game.
You didn't go?
I left that morning.
Shit.
Yeah, I had an infant baby at home that
I
can't stay on bachelor parties for 4 days anymore.
Fucking Banks. Always a problem, man.
Yeah. Always time. All right, let's talk about who we think is going to win this game. How do we think this game is going to go? The over-under is 53. The Ravens are favored by 6. Both of these defenses have struggled at times this year. Joe Burrow coming off a 5-touchdown game. Lamar is the front runner at this point to win MVP of the league this season. The Ravens offense has been pretty much unstoppable. Do you guys like this over under 53? How do you see this game going? What kind of game script are you looking forward to? Brian, we'll go to you first.
I like the over in this game big time because I don't think Tre'Davious White's going to play. I know he's still a little hurt.
He's not. Schefter already tweeted it.
Okay, perfect. I didn't know that information, but I was assuming.
Yep.
Is Wiggins playing? Is another question I have. If anyone has seen something, let me know.
I think he is, but let me double check.
Okay. I still like the over even if Wiggins is playing. I like our chances of winning the game by more than 6 if our secondary of Humphrey and Wiggins is healthy. And the weather is not going to be a factor. It is 77 degrees at 9 a.m. when I was walking the dogs. So it's going to be a pristine night for football. So I
Wiggins is healthy. It says he's active.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the ESPN page, at least.
Yes, I love the over, and I know we're not asking for picks yet, but I'm going to take the Ravens and to cover.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Ravens as well. I mean, we might as well just give the picks now. We can talk about the game a little bit more if we want. But I'm going to take the Ravens as well. I don't think I've picked against the Ravens yet, and maybe that's just hometown bias. But I think the Cincinnati defense is really weak. I think we're going to be able to run and throw on them. I do not think they're going to be able to run the ball on us that effectively. But obviously, scary facing Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. No T. Higgins for the Bengals, I think, hurts them a little bit. Mike Gesicki stepped up in his absence last week. We'll look and see if the Ravens could blanket him, but I think we have the perfect guy for him and Kyle Hamilton. So I like the matchup. And
also hurts my fantasy team after my trade I just made.
Yeah. The only thing I'm worried about is it's a Thursday night game. So a short week, a lot of weird things can happen, especially in divisional matchups.
Yeah, I'd say that's the biggest thing I'm worried about is the short week.
Can we take this screen down for a minute and then we'll talk about the game and then we'll get into the other picks?
Yeah.
What do you guys think the keys are to the game? What are we looking for? Is there anything that you are scared about other than our secondary that we need to address?
I think control the ball on offense, run the ball, keep the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands as much as possible, and keep our defense off the field as much as possible. I think that's the way to win this game.
I agree. I was going to say literally what you said: run the ball and keep it out of Joe's hands. Or it's going to become what it was last time. It's going to be a back and forth, who can score more points kind of game.
Yeah.
If you can take some air out of the ball, I think that's your best case scenario until you have to start throwing it. If there's just sitting there putting up points at a rapid rate, like every time they get the ball, they score within a couple minutes, then it's kind of going to force your hand a little bit. But yeah, I think if you can establish the run game and keep the ball out of his hands for as long as you can and keep our defense off the field, I think that's the way to go, in my opinion, my unexpert opinion.
No Likely, by the way, in this game. Likely is out.
Yeah, what was that about?
He had a hamstring.
Yeah,
but he was on a punt. He was on special teams on a punt in the fourth quarter last week before he came out, and he didn't come up gimpy. I saw that on Twitter. Like somebody found a punt return from like the end of the third quarter or end of the fourth quarter that he was still in on punt coverage, and he didn't come up gimpy there. So I don't know when it happened or what, but hopefully it's not anything bad.
We could see Keaton Mitchell tonight. They're not sure. He practiced in full all week last week, but wasn't activated. It looks like he's practiced in the walkthroughs they've had this week thus far. I wouldn't be surprised if it's next week we see him, if it's not tonight. But John Harbaugh did say there's a chance that he plays tonight. So he could just take that scratch spot out of Likely and we'll add that weapon to our offense.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see some Charlie Kohler tonight. Love that guy.
Yeah. I got a sneaky feeling Mr. Deontay Jerry Rice Johnson has a big game today.
Yeah?
Tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was still putting up pretty decent numbers in Carolina with some below average quarterbacks. So I mean, the guy can still play. That's for sure.
Yeah,
It's not like he's washed or anything.
No, he's a young guy too. Brooks, what do you got? Do you have the Ravens?
Yeah, I got to. Just because I don't know which way this thing's going to go. Is it going to be like last time where it's going to be a shootout and we're going to go back and forth on this thing, or I just don't know when this thing's going to when we're going to see how this game's going to play out. But I would almost take the under in this thing just because it's on a short week, and that's the only reason. In a full week and a full healthy week, yeah, I mean, I could see it like last time pretty easily. I mean 30 points for each of these teams is
53 is a lot. That's a big number.
Yeah, but I mean, both these defenses are pretty vulnerable. So
yeah, if the Ravens do what you guys are hoping and discussed already about run the ball, pound. I mean, you're going to have the under hit pretty hard. But
that's kind of my theory, right? But I mean, we'll see how the game actually goes. I mean, we thought and we hoped that that's the way it would have went against the Chiefs last year in the playoffs, but when the game starts rolling, you never kind of know. So.
Game plan goes otherwise somehow.
Yeah.
53. I mean, look, this could be 27-24 final, and that's under. So that's just a massive amount of points, especially on a Thursday night in a division game. I think there's going to be a lot of people. Chuba Hubbard got a little extension, 4 years, $33.2 million. And Chuba. That is the next game we have to talk about anyway. So we can just jump right into that. That is the 9:30 a.m. Munich game. The toilet bowl of the century, Giants versus the Panthers. The Panthers are getting 6.5 points. The over-under is 40.5.
Throw that screen back up. Throw that screen back up there, Brooks.
Yeah, good for Chuba Hubbard getting
I honestly feel like he deserves
That's a lot of money.
Like he's had a great season.
That's more than Derrick Henry's getting paid.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's younger.
Wow.
Yeah, but he's not Derrick Henry.
I agree. You're right.
I
don't know how much younger he is.
I'll let Dusty go ahead and explain before we started this, because this news came out while Brooks was working out some audio stuff. I'll let Dusty disclose the information that I had off the top of my head. Because
Chuba's only 25.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
He's a Canuck. And I knew that he was a Canuck. And I know that Dusty loves him because he's Canadian, because I think Dusty sincerely is French at the end of the day and needs to move to Canada.
Frere.
I'm not French. Nick Taylor is the reason I love Canada and all of its citizens so much. Didn't know Chuba Hubbard was Canadian until about 30 minutes ago.
Didn't know he was, or is it Chuba?
Chuba, whatever. I don't know. I call him Chuba. Some people call him Chuba. It's a potato.
$5 who had a croissant this morning.
I didn't.
You did.
I had 0 croissants. Canadian. I had 2 eggs.
Croissant.
Would you have Canadian bacon with those eggs?
No, I had some sausage links.
You do like that sausage.
I do.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Carolina to cover.
I like it.
I don't have any idea, to be honest with you, but yeah, give me Carolina to cover here. Maybe in a 10-12 game.
I think there's certainly going to be a safety in this game. Maybe bet over a half a safety in this game. I'm going to take the Giants because I don't think the Panthers have any chance of winning 2 games straight, and they won last week. So give me the Giants.
True.
Brian Daboll is fighting for his job and his life. So I will take the Giants. I would like to tell everyone that John Heumann, who's in a survivor pool that pays out, let's just say, very well, took the Giants in his survivor, and I think he's down to like 12 people.
Wow.
And I'm like, this is the boldest survivor pick.
A Munich game with the 2 worst teams in the NFL. He's picking this one.
I hope he either can reconsider, get out of that, but he told me last night that he's doing it. I'm like, you're crazy. But
Good for him, man. I mean, look, there's not a lot of really big favorites on this board that I love. So
I mean, don't take the one that everybody else is going to take, right? I guess this is the one that nobody's going to take. So
yeah, if everyone takes KC, and he's got the Giants.
in survivor pools, do you have to pick against the spread, or is it just straight up win
It's
loss?
just straight up win loss. Yeah,
Okay.
but you
Unless
can't
they
pick
have-
the same team twice.
Unless they have some weird, quirky survivor pool that I've never really heard of before, it is straight up winners.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Well, I
that's something
mean,
else.
Giants can win. I could still cover. That's fine.
Fantasy purposes, if you want to play Tyrone Tracy, or if you have a question about whether you should play him or not, definitely play him. He's been getting a ton of getting a ton of targets, and the Panthers are allowing the most rushing yards on the ground this year by a mile. So this is a good matchup for him.
And the T. Higgins news, the reason why I'm pissed, I just traded away Justin Jefferson, who's the number 2 overall wide receiver in fantasy right now, because I needed running back depth so I traded away Justin Jefferson for T. Higgins, who's going to get a bunch of targets which I thought he'd be playing this week, but he's not. Sam Laporta and Tracy. So
yeah,
I'm putting my money on that. So
I like that trade because I think Laporta is going to improve. I don't think he could be this bad for the rest of the year.
I got to make a move now too to make the playoffs. Like if I just keep doing what I'm doing, I'm just going to be stuck in like the 7-8 seed. So
yeah.
Okay. I need to make my pick. I'm going to go with the Giants to cover.
Okay. Cool. I already had that down, so I must have known that already.
I just said that Dayball's fighting for his life, so
yeah.
I'm taking the Giants.
Fair.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah. Brooks, you want to move us on to the next game?
Do I? Yes, but I need to find what screen that's on.
Okay. Bills and Colts. Buffalo's in Indianapolis. Joe Flacco is playing in this game, although Colts Twitter is all over the place. I've been reading some Colts Twitter, and a lot of them want AR, a lot of them want Flacco. I don't know. They're in a world of shambles right now. What do we think about this game? Brooks, let's go to you first. You're our resident Indianapolis.
I don't think you can play Richardson. And we talked about this for our week 9 recap. I just don't think you can play AR in that locker room or until he's proven he's won that locker room back over and they want him to play. I think Shane Steichen and Ballard are doing the right thing here. I think they need to literally tell him like, hey, we can't play you right now until you've proven that you can be a leader and you can win the locker room back over. And when that happens, then it's your time to go. Because there's a ton of people from what they're saying on Twitter. The insiders are saying a lot of teams are reaching out for him and they are saying, no way in hell are we trading him. So obviously they're still set on him being the future, which is fine. But I mean, I'm agreeing how they're handling this right now. I think Flacco should be the starter for the foreseeable future. And until he can prove that he can be the leader and that locker room wants to play for him, then I think he should sit there and take notes.
Dusty, how much time do you have on your hands, or how much pooping are you doing that you have time to read Colts Twitter?
I just have so much time on my hands, dude. It's winter and I'm a bartender in Ocean City. So I every now and then I'll poke my head into like a Joe Flacco Twitter thread and read and see what the Indianapolis Colts fans are.
Yeah, Flacco showing up on your Twitter account gets you down a rabbit hole a little bit sometimes.
A little bit.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Brian, what did you think about this game, or do you have a pick or any thoughts on it before?
I guess with that, so I didn't make my pick, but I'm going to take the Bills -4.
Yeah, I think that's a popular one.
I'm going there as well. Oh, and by the way, Brooks, I'm trying to jinx you here. You're on a heater, brother. You're on a heater.
I am.
Don't let it go.
2 weeks in a row with double-digit wins. I'm pretty happy about that.
You're Aaron Boone in the regular season, dude. Playoffs.
He's on fire, dude. He is on fire. I'm going to go against the grain here and take Indy. I think Buffalo's pass defense is a lot more vulnerable than the Vikings' pass defense, and they made Flacco look pretty bad last week. I think Flacco comes back. I think they're able to move the ball on Buffalo, and they'll cover this number. Buffalo's a way better team. This is a dart throw.
Did I see? Is Coleman hurt? Is he not playing this game?
I don't know if he's not playing, but he's definitely been limited this week.
Okay.
Let me look and confirm.
I mean, regardless, I just don't think I can take. I mean, if this were like 6, then maybe I'd lean Colts, but I just don't think I can take 4.
Coleman did not practice yesterday or the day before, so he might be missing this game.
Okay. Yeah. Regardless, I just don't think I can pick against Josh Allen and Cook. Let him cook.
Fair enough. Yeah. What do we got next game? Falcons and Saints.
Didn't this game just happen last week?
I don't know. It feels like these NFC South teams just play each other every week. I don't get it. I hate this game. Brian, you go first.
Normally there'd be a coach bump, coach getting fired, team rallies. Screw that this week, Falcons.
Did our coach bump from last time from the Rodgers week workout? I think it did, right?
They lost the game,
but I think they covered. Yeah. Fuck it. Now give me Bijan. Give me the Falcons.
I'm gonna be different again. I don't know what
trying
I'm
to make up some ground.
Just trying to make up some ground, I guess. The Saints are terrible. They're a dumpster fire, but I don't know why this line's only 3.5. I don't get it. I
guess the coach bump. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. This just has Falcons by 3 written all over it, and the hook kills everyone. So I'm just gonna take New Orleans.
Screams Young Way 2 walk off.
Oh, I love an Asian kicker. There is nothing sexier in the NFL than an Asian kicker.
I think there's only one, so there you go.
Sexy. I'm going to get closer to the microphone.
All right, Brooks, move us on. Vikings at Jags.
Another fishy line.
Yeah, this one's kind of like stuck in the middle. I think when they make these lines like 4.5, they kind of just don't know what to do, and they're kind of seeing where the public goes.
Yeah.
Jacksonville is missing Gabe Davis, probably. Not sure about that yet. Brian Thomas has been day-to-day. He's been limited in practice all week. ETN's questionable. Tank Bigsby is questionable. They've already lost Christian Kirk for the season. They traded their left tackle away, actually to this Minnesota Vikings team. I don't really know. I mean, a lot of movement in Jacksonville. I think the Vikings win this game big, and I think Doug Peterson gets fired. I've been saying it for weeks. It's got to happen at some point.
That was a hell of a burp right there. Dan Brooks, that was good. I'm taking the Vikings all day. I couldn't agree with Dusty more in regards to Peterson most likely getting fired after this game.
Same.
All right.
I mean, I thought you heard me before, but yeah, I just how can the Vikings not win this by 4.5? I don't understand this line at all.
Yeah. It's a fishy one.
We have to give a call out right now to Miss Haley, who just texted me that she has no brain function because she was drinking 9% sours last night while watching TV. She's now watching us, which hopefully makes you more hungover. And I think the Jaguars look like they've been drinking 9% sours for a duration of this season, so they are absolutely going to lose this game. Brooks, what the hell are you doing?
He's just
fucking shit up right now.
Just doing some stuff. That's all he's doing.
Fucking everything up right now.
All right. As Brooks gets us back on screen correctly, the next game is Broncos at Chiefs. Chiefs are favored by 7.5. I believe this was 8.5 yesterday, so this is moving towards the Broncos a little bit, which I guess I understand. But the Ravens made the Broncos look like they were a complete joke last week. Chiefs offense looked like it got its crap together a little bit more last week, but also that Tampa defense is not excellent. What do we have on this game? Brooks, you go first.
Yeah, KC. I don't know. Like I said, their games just keep. There's no blowout wins. They never cover the spread. They never ever cover the spread. It feels like. I could be wrong on that, but it just feels that way to me. So I think Denver's defense is good enough to hold them in check. So yeah, give me the Broncos to cover. I'm not going to say they're going to win. I think Chiefs win again. It's a division game. They're always relatively close. So yeah, I think KC wins. Denver covers. Give me Denver.
This is my super dog of the week. Give me the Broncos, and the Broncos win outright.
Wow.
Bo Nix coming out party, baby.
I like it.
To be fair, I didn't hate Bo Nix last week either against us. I mean, did he have the greatest game in the world? No, but he wasn't turning the ball over left and right.
He missed one big ass throw.
That
guy was. I remember who the receiver was. That guy was wide the f open, and he missed him by about 4 yards, and that would have been a big game changer or momentum shifter in that game.
Yeah, but I mean, he's changed my opinion on him like drastically from before the season started till now. He's looked way better than I thought he would.
I think he's going to be in the new mayonnaise commercials after Hellman's gets rid of Will Levis and his pythons.
I think Kansas City has one of, if not the very best defense in the league. I think Bo Nix is a complete joke, as you guys know. I think he's going to get eaten alive. I don't think they'll put up 10 points in this game. Give me KC. And
KC's defense just got better too. Who'd they sign? Did they sign Lattimore?
No, that was
Lattimore went to Washington. They signed somebody that was decent. I was like, yeah, why couldn't? Do they really need any more help on defense?
They need all kinds of people. I think they were in. They added Josh Uche from the Patriots, which is a pass rusher, which will help. But Joe wants to know what game he gets to pick this week.
All right, Joe, you got the next one, my man. You got the next one, dude.
Oh man, it's a big one. This is one of the better. This is one of the better games of the week, I would think. The Steelers going to Landover to face the Washington Commanders. It is -3. The over/under is 45. I think they're going to struggle to get to 45. I think the Pittsburgh defense is pretty good. I think the Washington defense has looked a lot better over the last couple weeks. I don't think they're like an excellent defense, but they're good enough to keep them in games. I think this is going to be kind of a lower scoring game, like a 20-17, 20-14 kind of game. But I think Washington is a better team, so I'm going to take them.
Go ahead, Brian.
Well, Joe's picking for me, and also,
that's right.
Did Joe's pick hit last week or did it lose?
No,
it lost.
Thanks, Joe.
Looks like you're taking Washington, Mr.
I'm riding the Commanders. I'm riding the Fighting Lattimores.
Hell yeah. Big trade. You guys want to talk about that trade at all, or do you have thoughts on it? You think that really improves their secondary?
I think it.
I mean, how can it not? How can it not?
Especially with a defensive coach like Dan Quinn, I think it improves them a ton. They would not have went out and got him just for a name recognition thing. They probably saw something within their scheme that he fits. I don't know what their scheme is. I'm not a massive football guy, but they wouldn't have went out and got a guy like this if he was a misfit toy. So I really think this improves them. And also, we have to remember, this is the draft pick directly after Patrick Mahomes, because the Saints wanted Patrick Mahomes badly, and the Kansas City Chiefs jumped them, and this was their backup pick. And he's been a 3-time All-Pro. This guy is a good freaking player. A little long in the tooth now, okay, but a good freaking player.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I just don't see how he hurts you. Yeah, 3. This is a tough line.
I think this is what the line should be, though, right?
I agree. I mean, when you say it's a tough line, that means I feel like you're hitting it right on the head. Like, I don't know which way to go here.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, don't let me down, man. Come on, baby.
Give me Pittsburgh. They're riding hot. They got Mike Williams coming in. Not that I think that he's a world beater and the greatest pickup in the world, but Pittsburgh doesn't like coming to Maryland. They're playing in Maryland, so.
Mike Williams is Clifford Franklin, a little replacements reference. All right, for Dusty.
It is.
Who would you rather have in their prime, Sammy Watkins or Mike Williams?
Ooh, probably Mike Williams.
I'm going Sammy.
Sammy's prime's longer. Mike Williams' prime is probably a little higher upside wise.
Sammy both of them
were number 5 picks out of Clemson, right?
If we're taking injuries out of it, I'm taking Sammy.
Yeah, Sammy was such a just underperformed what everyone thought he was going to be. Not that he was a bad player, just underperformed. Everyone thought he was going to be a superstar.
I mean, both of them. They were both top 5 picks. I would say both of their peaks were at Clemson and not in the NFL.
Yes.
Anyway, let's move on to the next game, which is I'm not sure. It's either Niners, Bucks, or Patriots, Bears.
This is where you scroll.
Patriots, Bears. Okay. Bears are -6 over the Patriots. The over-under is 38.5. Brian, what do you think?
Patriots win this game. Matt Eberflus loses his job after this game. Also, I completely forgot about this. Everyone, the Chesapeake Wine Company tomorrow. I am getting pied in the face.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Have we acquired the pie?
I'm just going to go buy like some pie crust, some pie filling, and some whipped cream. Joe, why don't you pick the filling for the pie? The pieing.
Yeah, that would be excellent. Brian picks the Patriots, which I think is going to be unpopular based on the where the public money is. But this line is big. I don't think, based on the way the Bears have looked the last couple of weeks, I don't necessarily know that this line should be like this big. I think Drake May's frisky enough to keep the Patriots in games, and the Bears offense looks completely out of sorts. I mean, I guess if there's ever going to be a get right game, it's this week because the Pats aren't very good on either side of the ball. But I don't really think I feel comfortable laying 6 with the Bears against really anybody. So I'm going to take the Patriots as well.
Yeah, I got to agree with both of you. Give me New England as well. I mean, they've been keeping it close with teams, and they have even beat a couple. What the hell happened there? Even beat a couple teams that I don't see how they would beat, to be honest with you. So give me New England to cover this.
Yeah, and was DJ Moore?
It's her.
It's her. Pumpkin pie. All right, cool.
It is November.
I mean, that's gonna slap. That's gonna slap hit in your face.
That's gonna be awesome. All right, Joe, you got it. It's pumpkin pie tomorrow, man. And I actually like pumpkin pie. I might eat it off my.
You're gonna smell like allspice for days.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm cool with it. I'm totally cool with it. And I want to put cologne on for the wedding tomorrow.
Oh man, maybe you could shoot a bow and arrow and find out what cologne you need to use. All right, next game.
But I don't want to say DJ Moore came out and said, I guess the question was posed to him, has Matt Eberflus lost the locker room? And let's just say the answer wasn't the most appetizing. It was something like, I wouldn't say that he has or something like that. It wasn't like a hard no. He has.
It was a yes and no kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's not a great look.
Yeah.
DJ Moore not having a great year, by the way.
And he got paid. Which always looks bad.
Yep. Niners Bucks, I think, is the last 1 o'clock. Brooks, if you want to pull that up on our television screen or your computer screen or however you consume this media. Tampa Bay is at home. They're getting 6 from the San Francisco 49ers. So it looks like all indications are Christian McCaffrey is going to return this week. But all indications were that Christian McCaffrey was going to be playing in week 1, and it's week 10, and he hasn't played a game yet. So I'll believe it when I see it. I've got Jordan Mason on like every fantasy team, so Christian McCaffrey coming back really hurts me. I think the Bucks are the best team in the league with a losing record. I think your only other argument probably is Cincy. I think the Bucks easily could have 2 or 3 more wins this year. I've watched a lot of them. They've blown a couple of games that they shouldn't have. Baker's been good, but he's a little inconsistent. Sometimes he makes really dumb decisions. I think the Niners roll with McCaffrey if he's back. I think they're going to run all over Tampa.
The loss of those receivers is going to be absolutely drastic, and I understand that they've kind of mitigated it to this point, but it's too much to overcome. I think that the Niners roll, and this is where, if the Niners are going to be the team that everyone thought they were going to be, this is where they start picking up a lot of steam. I think the Niners big. They win by double digits, I think.
Okay. I wish I could pull up records for West Coast teams coming east to play. That's usually not a great one for betting. And with everything you guys said, like I agree with you. I think Tampa is the best. I mean, it's such a contradictory remark to make. The best losing record team in the league.
Yeah.
But they are. I mean, but they do. But they are. They have lost their two biggest offensive weapons. So, yeah, give me a. I think I'm with you guys. I'm gonna ride with you guys here in the Niners in a get right game. Feeling good about themselves, getting CMC back, and maybe Debo's over his pneumonia stuff now. So we'll see. But yeah, give me the Niners in a get right.
All right, there we go. First 4:00 game, I believe, is going to be Titans Chargers. Yep. Titans at Chargers. Chargers favored by 7.5 at home. Although the Chargers have, I would say, the least important home field advantage in the league. 39 is the over under. Bri, what do you got?
I will take the Los Angeles Barballs.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take that as well. I've got no faith in picking Tennessee anytime at this point. So,
yeah, I have a hard time here picking Tennessee, but I'm going to just because 7.5 is just too much. We saw the Chargers blow a game against the Cardinals a couple of weeks ago at home. I don't think either of these teams. Neither of these teams really moved the needle for me. Obviously, I think the Chargers are a little bit better, but do I think they're 8 points better? I don't think so. So I'm gonna take Tennessee.
all right.
Next game is going to be Eagles Cowboys, which is going to be the 4:00 that everyone talks about. No Dak Prescott. I think this happened after our pod that we found out we knew he was going to miss a couple of weeks, but he is likely going to go on IR. He's probably going to miss closer to 5 or 6 weeks than just a couple. Cooper Rush is going to be playing quarterback. CD Lamb is going to be playing through an AC joint, a sprained AC joint, it seems like. And I think they're going to get Micah Parsons back for this game. It looks like he's coming back either this week or next week. I would imagine he'll probably try to come back. I would imagine his calendar was circled for this Eagles game in Dallas. Brooks, what do you have on this game first, and then Brian, and then I'll go.
Yeah, I don't give a shit if Dak Prescott or Micah Parsons is playing in this game. I think the Eagles beat them by 7.
Fair enough.
The way that they're playing this year, I mean, Christ, even with Parsons in there, their run defense is terrible. So,
yep. Brian?
Yeah, give me Saquon to run all over him.
Yeah, I think Jordan Davis is actually going to eat Jerry Jones from the field in his skybox, which makes no sense whatsoever. That Eagles defensive line is going to kill Cooper Rush, give him a new haircut, and hit him back into the 80s. Good luck. Give me the Eagles.
This is going to be a team ride. Look, the devil's advocate play here is that Micah Parsons is coming back. Maybe their offense isn't going to be all that bad because the Eagles don't know who to game plan for. And also, the Eagles head coach is just actively trying to blow games week by week. So if they don't cover the spread, yeah. I'm going to 100% believe right now that it was Nick Sirianni's fault.
Agree.
But Eagles are just a way better team at this point. And like Brooks said, I think Saquon could go for 200 in this game easily. The Cowboys have no rush defense at all.
Can we talk about that game has the two coaches I think I hate the most in the NFL.
Even more than Matt Eberflus.
Even more than Matt Eberflus, believe it or not.
I mean, do I hate Mike McCarthy? No, but yeah, he's not.
I'm so indifferent.
He's done. Yeah, I'm indifferent to Mike McCarthy. I think he's just done coaching at this point.
I don't want to say I hate him as a person. I'm sure he's a very nice man, and he probably mows his lawn every day, manicures. But that's cool. I mean, I sports hate him. I mean, he got his job because he had a slumber party at Jerry Jones's house when he went over on his job interview. He actually stayed over the man's house and slept there. And Nick Sirianni just looks like a guy who eats a turd every single moment of the day.
He can't stop putting his foot in his mouth either. So,
take the turd out and I guess remove the foot, put a turd in. He does one of the two, or he's eating a really bad used bowling shoe that smells like shit.
Okay, well, that's
all
Brian's take. We're all riding Philly on this one, though. If you guys weren't clear on that, I actually kind of don't hate the over in that game. But
I could see that.
I think the Eagles hit the over by themselves.
Yeah,
certainly possible, dude. That's Cowboys defense is bad. Next game. This was kind of weird. I'm interested in this game for whatever reason. It's I don't know why exactly, but Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets going to Arizona, going east to West Coast. And the Jets are favored by 1 over a Cardinals team that's won 3 in a row. Do we think this line's a little weird? Brian, you go first, and then Brooks, you sounded excited to talk to.
I don't know.
Somebody knows something in the desert. Somebody does. I will take the Jets. When in doubt, normally it's home team or better quarterback. In this one, I got to weigh which one I want to go with there. I'm taking the better quarterback. Also, they got a better roster. And like you said, the Cardinals have won 3 in a row. They're due for a letdown. I will take Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets.
Yeah, I've been riding with the Cardinals quite a bit this year just because I think their offense always plays in terms of backdoor covering and stuff like that. But this is a straight up pick 'em. Yeah, I'm kind of torn. I think this is a good line, actually. I could be -1 or +1 Jets, and I think it's a good line. I'm just going to ride with the Jets here and see where it goes, but I'm not 100% confident in it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, this is a team ride. I said last week that I had quit the Jets, and they just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. I'm going to take the Jets as well. I think the Cardinals' best thing that they can do is McBride and Marvin Harrison on the outside, and I think the Jets have the secondary help to kind of quell that. James Conner, yeah, but I think Quinnen Williams
keeps on trucking.
Yeah, he's really an underrated player. He's had a great career.
Is.
Guys, super underrated. No, Brian, go ahead.
I'm so happy for James Conner for one reason. You guys already said some very glowing things about him. When he first came out of Pitt, the big thing everyone brought up all the time was he was a cancer survivor. He's a cancer survivor. He's a cancer survivor. And that is absolutely fantastic. But it overshadowed his play on the field.
Yeah.
Now they don't bring it up anymore. And not that it's not important that he's a cancer survivor, but they actually are just seeing the player instead of the story.
Yeah.
And I think that's so awesome.
Yeah, and I just hate Pittsburgh. He got ran at. He played well. He played really well in Pittsburgh all the way up until the end, and they just pitched their wagon to Najee. Out of college, you see Najee Harris, and you're like, man, this guy's going to be a stud. But looking back, man, I would have probably kept James Conner. Hindsight's 2020, but
yeah, I think that ended up being a big mistake. I think James Conner has been straight up better than Najee Harris as long as Najee Harris has been in the NFL, at least. I don't know. I think all of us are a little bit hesitant at this game. Maybe don't put your money on it and just kind of sit back and watch it. But if you have a big feeling or you like the Arizona matchup, take what you got. The next game, the last game on Sunday Night Football, Lions at Texans. Texans are getting 3.5. It looks like Nico Collins is coming back, and he's going to be playing in this game. I would imagine that it gives a big boost to the Texans offense. However, the Lions have been, like I have said multiple times, the best team in football this year, in my opinion. I don't know. Let's talk about this game a little bit. What do we think about the line? Do we think it makes sense? Do you think it should be a little bit more?
Dusty, why don't you go ahead and start us off here?
I think when I looked at this game before I saw the line, I said it's probably going to be like Detroit by 5 or 6.
Yeah,
and it's 3.5. So I don't know. I'm really, really, really tempted to take Detroit because I think Houston hasn't looked very good. But I don't know. This line is kind of scaring me off. I kind of wish it was 5 or 6. I'd be more comfortable taking it. Brian, what do you think? Do you have a thought about that?
I hate to always say that a team is due for a letdown. The Lions are pretty much due for a letdown right now, and I have a sneaking suspicion that they're going to go against a team in the AFC that is at least semi-decent, if not a little bit better than decent, or around above average. And they're on the road. Detroit's on the road. I'm taking the Texans on this all day, and even if the line was 1, I would still take the Texans.
Wow. Okay, you're confident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you, Dustin. I feel like the right line on this one is like 5 or 6 or 4 or 5 or something like that. Like something to give me a little bit more hesitation here. What's really giving me the hesitation that it's 3.5 and me not like, how can I not take Detroit with how good they're playing and how bad Houston, I shouldn't say bad, but Houston hasn't looked like Houston the last 2-3 weeks. So yeah, Nico's going to be a big bump. They still are missing, I think, their offensive lineman, I believe, right? Is he out for the season? I can't remember, but regardless, I'm just going to ride the hot hand until they prove me otherwise. I could see what Brian said happening, and this being a Detroit game where like this is the one where they just don't play Lions football, and Houston comes out and they're rejuvenated with Nico in. I could definitely see that happening. But I'm going to ride the Lions and ride the hot hand until they prove otherwise. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you, Brooks. I'm gonna take Detroit, and it's the same thing you said. It's just gonna be ride them until they prove me wrong. I really want to be different here and take Houston, but I just can't find myself doing it. This is going to be a stay away from me for certain. Definitely really interested in watching the game, though. It's going to be awesome watching a Sunday football game. I mean, it sucks, obviously, not being able to watch the Ravens, but you get to see so much more of the league when they're not playing on a Sunday. So I always get a little excited for those weeks just so I can see a little bit more of what's happening around the NFL.
Even when the Ravens play on like Sunday night or Monday, I feel like I get to see so much more of the league.
Yeah.
Next game.
Yeah. Last game of the week is the Monday night game. Dolphins at Rams.
Interesting.
Kind of an interesting one from the perspective of the Dolphins getting Tua back. They've been steadily improving, I would say, offensively. Still lost a really close game to Buffalo last week, who I think is a pretty decent team. And also the Rams have been really hot since they got Kupp and Nakua back. They've looked a lot better. Demarcus Robinson made a sick game-winning catch for them in overtime last week. Stafford remains an ageless wonder, still one of the better quarterbacks in the league, in my estimation. I'm going to go first here. I'm going to take the Rams. They're at home. They have a better quarterback, and they have a better coach.
Yeah, I mean, how can you not take the Rams here with how well they've been playing with Kupp, and then maybe we'll get a full game with Puka without him punching somebody in the mouth. So, yeah, I mean – I'm with you here. I just can't take Miami, even though they have looked better with Tua in there. They're just not what they were last year, and LA seems to be trending in the right direction. So give me the Rams to cover.
Right.
I think the Rams beat them by a touchdown. Really.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing really to draw up here. Miami is a shell of what it was last year. It's got a lot of the same parts, if not all of these same parts. I'm taking the Rams in this by landslide.
All right. Well, those are our picks. Do you guys have a game on the board that you think is going to like be what do you think is the most important game of the week, and what do you think would be like the most surprising result of the week?
I hate to be. Go ahead. If anybody wants to go first, they're more than welcome to.
No,
I
ahead,
have
Brian.
mine.
Well, it sounds like Brian. It sounds like Brian's going to take the same one as me. I think it's the Ravens game because it's division game. If we can go 2-0 against them, I mean that essentially pretty much knocks them out of contention
for the division.
Yes, and I mean it's going to make them hard. It's going to still make it hard for them to get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I think that's a super important game here tonight. I believe that's tonight.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Crazy.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I had to put that one on the screen. I saw that come through the group chat.
Where are we?
I think we're at Sandman's. We're at Sandman's.
R.I.P. Sandman's.
Yeah, I'm like 90% sure that's where we were.
Man.
Yeah, we started that day at Venice Tavern. Well, we started at St. Gerard's and then went to Venice Tavern.
I think the Highlandtown Basement Bar has a party this weekend, too.
We went to Matthew's Pizza. We went to Sharky's. We went to so many places that day.
Carlos O'Charlie's. We went all over the place. So just to get, yeah, I've never been to a bar that has an indoor fire pit. That's totally illegal. But just to give context to the people watching, that is a little endeavor that we throw, or a little event we throw called rodeo.
Yeah.
That was the inaugural Brodeo I threw, where it's a bunch of dudes getting together, going to dive bars around town, and my goodness, it was a show.
We just basically created our own bar hop for just our group of friends. We're like, all right, when's Brodeo next year?
We went to, I think we started the day at like Dinosaur Barbecue to get wings, and then we just started, and
we always started somewhere to get a nice base. Go somewhere, get a nice base.
We were at St. Gerard's, Venice Tavern. We were at a basement bar. I think we were all eating like those like hot dogs that come in like a bag. It was really bad.
I thought it was really good.
We went to the Laughing Pint. I think we went to the Laughing Pint, and that's when they had like those like noodle straws. That's when plastic straws were a big, not plastic, paper straws were a big thing. And Justin Kiss kept putting straws, aka noodles, in his back pocket, and then forgetting that they were there and sitting down and breaking them everywhere.
Do they? Is that still open? Is the Laughing Pint still open?
No, the Laughing Pint is now called Sally O's. It's owned by our friend Jesse Sandlin. They do a great. Her and her partner Brian and their manager Peter Ennie, who runs the dive. They kill it. They do phenomenal work. The concepts at all the places that they own. I always get it. Bunnies and buckets, or buckets and bunnies. I apologize for getting that wrong. The dive and Sally O's, just phenomenal concepts, phenomenal people, and great food.
I haven't been to the dive yet either.
You'll be right near it. You'll be right near it this weekend, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah,
I'm sure you'll be hanging out with us, so we'll figure out a way to.
And I'll be with you and Caitlin for sure, man. We can go get some dinner.
Guys, we're at the halfway point of the NFL season at this point. We've seen 9 weeks of football. We've got 9 weeks ahead of us. Do we think that we have a clear-cut favorite in each conference? The best team in each conference? Do we think that we have a clear-cut MVP? Do we have a dark horse MVP? Any of those kind of things? Do you guys just have any thoughts on where we are halfway through the season and what's stood out to you thus far?
Definitely not in the NFC West.
Why don't we start with MVP? Probably a four-person race. Probably a four-person race between Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. I'm going to throw Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley in there. And then the darkest of horses would be Jalen Daniels at 5. I know this is really a quarterback award now. So
it's 100% a quarterback.
Yeah, Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley shouldn't be in this conversation.
Okay.
They're just not going to win.
They're just not going to win it, which is a shame because the last running back to win it was Adrian Peterson when he ran for 2 Bills.
Nobody's ever going to win it again. It shouldn't be anybody else.
If Derrick Henry has over 2,000 yards and breaks the all-time rushing record, he's going to be in that conversation.
He can be in the conversation all he wants. He's not going to get it.
I don't think you're wrong, Brooks. I don't, but that's an indictment on the writers and how they think. I think Lamar's biggest problem is he's won 2 MVPs and he won the last one, and everyone likes a new fucking story, even though he might be the best player in the league.
One guy,
Saquon Barkley might have 1,800 rushing yards and 500 receiving yards. That's insane.
Yeah. I agree with you, but I mean, I think that's why they have the offensive player of the year now, is to that's going to go to the true offensive player. Whereas it's always got to be the quarterback because he's the one who has his hand in every single play. Yeah. So it's got to be him. If it's obviously a standout. And one guy I think you're forgetting is Joe Burrow right now. I think Joe Burrow is a sneaky one to be there at the end. It's going to depend on how their season ends, obviously. But, I mean, the guy is playing like an MVP quarterback right now. I know he started a little slow, but ever since those first couple games, he has turned it on and has been carrying that team, really. I say carrying, but, I mean, they have Jamar Chase there. If you can hurdle.
If you can hurdle a player backwards, you have to get talked about.
Yeah.
I agree here with Radke. Joe Radke.
Too.
I think Jared Goff's got to be in that conversation.
Joe,
they haven't thrown the ball too much because they don't need to, but he's been unbelievably efficient. It seems like every week he's 12 out of 15.
Joe, thank you for calling us out because the fact that we forgot Jared Goff is a shame. Or at least I forgot Jared Goff.
Stephen A. Smith literally came out and said that through this week Jared Goff is the MVP, and I disagree with him. But
insane, yeah.
I disagree with him. I love the argument. I love that he's getting all the shine and stuff right now that he hasn't really gotten since he got traded for. Basically, they were like, "Oh man, this is a terrible trade. You're trading for Jared Goff and you're picking up his $30 million contract. What the hell are you guys doing?" Like everyone made fun of him, and look at him now. He's killing it. So good for Jared Goff. But yeah,
Brooks,
I really think right now you're right, Dustin and Brian. It's Lamar, Jared Goff, Burrow, Daniels, anybody else?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, but
Josh Allen. I think to your point, Brooks, about Burrow, they're going to have to win 10 games and make the playoffs. Yeah. And if they do and he turns that team around, he's going to have a really good argument. I don't believe that team is going to be able to do that. I think the guy flying under the radar right now is Jalen Hurts. He's been excellent the last 3 weeks. Their offense is looking like it's really clicking. I don't trust their coach. That's the biggest problem for me. But if they win 12 or 13 games and he puts up the numbers like he's putting up the last couple of weeks, he's going to be right in that conversation.
Yeah.
So I guess the answer to your question then, Dusty, the initial question was, is there a clear-cut favorite? No, there isn't a clear-cut favorite.
No.
There's still a handful of people that are in this.
I mean, if it ends today, it's Lamar. That's if it ends today.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Yeah. I think if the Chiefs get to 16 wins, if they go 16-1, I mean, I don't really even care what Mahomes' numbers are. He's going to be in that conversation.
He can't be. He's got more interceptions than touchdowns. He can't be. What is he, Jacob DeGrom? He gets like 4 wins and he wins the Cy Young. No.
Dude, I don't know. I'm just
wins that's a different stat though.
Oh yeah, I understand. It's apples and oranges, but I can't harp on it enough. I think I don't think Lamar is going to win because people want a new story.
Talking shit to me, right? I'm playing him in the Holy Shirts and Pants League on Ryan Ripken's show.
Oh, I got you. Nice, Joe. Nice.
Why is he calling Jeff?
G-off.
G-off.
I want to lose to Slinging Sammy Darnold, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
But in terms of the clear-cut favorites in the NFL, I think there are probably 4 teams. You're looking at the Ravens. You're looking at the Lions. You are looking at, why am I blanking off? The Bills.
Kansas City. I
mean, Kansas City is winning, and they're not playing well, which is stunning.
They did this last year.
So in the AFC, you mentioned 3 teams: Kansas City, Buffalo, and Baltimore. I agree with you. I think those are the 3 best teams in the AFC, and I think they're hovering above the rest of the AFC at this moment. Do you think in the NFC there's a clear-cut 3 teams, or do you think it's the Lions and then everyone else?
It's the Lions and then 50 feet of shit and then everyone else. And I don't mean that to disparage the Commanders, who are having a great season. I like a team that can stop the run and can run the football. And without a doubt, right now, Baltimore can do that. Buffalo can do that, and Detroit can do that. And those are my 3 teams that I think will really be able to be there. The Eagles are sneaky, scary because of Saquon and that D line that we talk about all the time. Basically, the Georgia defensive line went to Philadelphia, so that Philly could be a very scary that could combat the Lions.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Eagles are trending right now. They're kind of playing how we thought they would. Finally, it just took a little bit. The Lions, obviously, I think the Vikings are still right there. They're not playing how they were at the beginning of the season, but I still think they're talented enough to make a run at it. I think if Green Bay can figure their shit out, they could potentially make a run at it. The NFC Central or NFC North is loaded, so I don't know what's coming out of that division, to be honest with you. Maybe all 3 of them.
Top 10 teams by order, by the way, for odds to win the Super Bowl. Chiefs are 4-1, Lions 4.5-1, Ravens 6-1, Buffalo 8-1, San Francisco 12-1, Eagles 12-1, Vikings 18-1, Commanders 20-1, Packers 22, Houston 25. And then after that, we get Falcons, Steelers, Chargers, Bengals, Cardinals.
Yeah, and with the NFC West being such a crapshoot right now in terms of the records being like one win off basically either way. Yeah. If San Francisco gets their shit figured out, they can make a good run at it. I mean, they've been banged up all year and missing people, and this and that. So if they get rolling, that could be a wagon too.
Yeah. And Purdy's playing great this year, by the way. I know Purdy was
under the radar.
He's been kind of a game manager for them for the first few years, but for this year, I mean, they've been missing a lot of weapons, and he's really been stepping up. I think he's been excellent.
I mean, I think he's been excellent the last couple of years. I mean, everyone gave him a ton of flack for all the weapons around him. I was like, you still got to be a decision maker. He's still making some pretty damn good throws out there when he has the talent around him. So
yeah,
I don't care what you want to put it on or Kyle Shanahan's offensive scheme. I still think Brock Purdy's. I mean, you still got to get out there and make the decision, throw the football. So,
yep. All right. Go ahead, Brian.
It'll never happen. It will never, ever, ever happen. But a person that should be in the MVP conversation is TJ Watt. I mean, the guy is a monster.
Yeah.
It'll never occur.
He's going to win Defensive Player of the Year, right? Do we have a guy that can
hope so? Jesus. I mean, they've robbed him twice.
He's minus 135. The next closest guy is Chris Jones at plus 650. Will Anderson's right there at 10-1. I mean, Will Anderson's having a monster year if Houston keeps it up. But TJ Watt is by far the defensive player of the year thus far, and the odds reflect it. So
a lot of people.
Go ahead.
Well, you were talking, Brian, earlier this week on the recap that you're kind of afraid of the Steelers too.
I am, but I think it's shadow games right now with them. I don't think Russ can keep this up. And look, they're 6-2, and I get it. I can read a record. I just don't think it's sustainable what they're doing.
It's like when they were like 9-0 or 11-0 in the start of that season. We're like, there's no way this team is that good. Like
the Steelers, they lost to Washington that year on like Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how they lost.
Do you remember watching? Like, I just remember that year, and Steelers fans were like, well, we're 10-0. I'm like, yeah, but are you watching the games? Like, you guys do not look like a 10-0 team.
Yeah, that was the year they ended up losing to Blake Bortles in the playoffs, by the way, and that sick Jaguars defense. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, Blake Bortles.
Blake Bortles almost made the Super Bowl. He was one play away from beating the Patriots in the AFC Championship game.
He was. He sure was. So did we talk about the Ravens pickups at all last time, or did that happen afterwards?
But to go to the Ravens,
we didn't talk about Tre'Davious White.
This Steelers team reminds me of the Ravens team with Steve McNair that went 13-3. Mm-hmm. I didn't think that was a good team because it was a bunch of dip and dunk stuff. Now, like I said a couple pods ago, Russell Wilson's been throwing bucket balls to some people. I just don't think it's sustainable. Inevitably, it's going to go down. And if TJ Watt gets hurt, see you later. I love Minka Fitzpatrick. I love their team, and they're a well-coached team. I just don't think it's sustainable.
That's a bold call there, Joe, based on the record right now, especially with the AFC, the bottom half of the AFC being pretty weak. That's a bold call, but I like it. I like it for sure. They're going to be throwing downfield. They got Mike Williams and George Pickens, who are basically just go route receivers.
Well, it's going to be nice to hopefully take somebody off the over top coverage on Pickens now, even though he's still coming down with those balls already. Yeah. So,
Tre'Davious White.
Tre'Davious White. So, give me Dustin. Give me your thoughts on the trade deadline. How do you think we ended up? I know we only got one player, but do you think we should have went after more? Are you happy? Are you pissed? What do you think?
I'm not pissed. I think there was a lot of rumors out there that we were looking for a big time pass rusher, even just a pass rusher like the Lions went out and got with Zadarius Smith, trading a 5th rounder for him. I think that the Browns probably wouldn't make that trade in the division. I know there was more. There was rumors out there about Max Crosby, but realistically, we don't trade day 1 picks or day 2 picks for that matter. And you're not getting Max Crosby from the Raiders for anything less than a 1. So I don't think that was ever going to be realistic for the Ravens. We just don't do that. That's just not what we do in our organization. I like it. I'm not super excited about Tre'Davious White. I mean, he was a really good player 3 or 4 years ago, but he's been hurt a ton and he hasn't really played much the last couple of years. We traded basically nothing for him. We swapped 7th round picks back a year.
We lost what, 13 picks or something like that?
13 spots in a year, but it's a 7th round pick. You're almost never hitting on a 7th round pick anyway. Unless you're just looking for special teams guys. So we gave up nothing for him. I don't hate it. And same thing with Deontay Johnson. We gave up nothing for him. I wish we would have made one more move to get a pass rusher. Yeah, it would have been awesome to trade a fifth for a guy like Zadarius Smith and maybe a guy in a different situation like Josh Uche from the Patriots, like the Chiefs went out and did. But I like our guys, and I think they're confident that the team is going to get better, especially with Zach Orr getting more reps.
And I know a lot of people wanted us to try to go out and get Clowney. Are you? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I would love that, but he signed a 3-year deal, right? So
I don't know how many years.
I think he signed a 3-year deal with Carolina, and maybe it's 2. I don't know, but I just don't think. I think the reason all offseason that we were talking about how we weren't going to get him is because he was going to command too much money. I just don't think we have the cap room for him.
Yeah, I don't think we have the cap room for him, and I'm not going to read into the length of the deal because those deals usually are like 1 or 2 years, and you can cut bait them after a certain amount of time. I was hoping we would go get. I knew we weren't going to be able to get to Darius Smith because of interdivision. I really wanted Preston Smith from the Packers.
Yeah, that was weird. Why would they move him? He's been one of the more steady players on their defense, and they're good, right?
There's got to be some discontent there. Maybe it's a contract situation. Maybe he doesn't enjoy the coaching staff anymore. Maybe it's a change of scenery needed. Yeah. I really wanted him because you were hearing and seeing on all these, platforms that he was available. Now, maybe they just wanted too much for him. Or maybe we had already given up too much to get the other 2 guys that we got in Deontay Johnson and Tre'Davious White. But I wanted Preston Smith pretty good.
We didn't give up shit, really. But yeah, I don't understand why Preston Smith would have why they were shot. I wonder if that was even like real. Like I just don't. That doesn't make sense to me. But that was one that I saw on there. I'm like, that intrigued me. I'm like, man, Preston Smith would be perfect.
Yeah, and veteran guy, played on good defenses. Yeah, I like that guy too.
And Pigtown, I hope. Which owner are you saying nixed the deal? Our owner or their owner?
That sounds like the Jags, the way he wrote that, which probably it was.
I would imagine
we would be the ones wanting to go out and get them, so it would have been the Jags owner.
I don't think Bisciotti is the kind
Miami,
of
sorry.
Yeah, I don't think Bisciotti is the kind of he says Jags, sorry. I don't think Bisciotti's the kind of guy that I think he's really hands off, and I think he lets EDC and Ozzie Newsome before that. I think he really lets them do what they want with the team, and I think that's part of the reason we're such a well-run organization.
Bisciotti tells a great story about the first time he tried to interject in a draft when he was a minority owner. When he was a minority owner of the Ravens, Art Modell's still alive. He said he wanted the running back out of Nebraska. This has to do with Ed Reed. They wanted a certain player. They wanted like Lito Shepherd or something like that.
That's what it was.
Yeah. He really wanted Lito Shepherd. And Ozzie Newsome looked at him and goes, wrong. We're going to take this guy out of Miami. And that worked out pretty well with Ed Reed showing up to town.
By the way, Lito Shepherd, good career, good player.
Yeah, we talked about this in the offseason, I think. It's like, Lito Shepherd still had a solid career, but he ain't no Ed Reed.
Yeah, I mean, him and Brian Dawkins were fun together, but Ed Reed and Brian Dawkins would have been a cheat code.
And Bisciotti just says, like, the way he tells the story, he's like, that's the last time I ever thought about talking in the draft room.
Well, I mean, closed mouths don't get fed, so at least you can bring something up.
All right, boys, let's wrap this up. I got a long drive today, and we got a long couple days ahead of us here. We have Mr. Sean Foy's wedding tomorrow. Before that, we will be doing a live show at Chesapeake Wine Company in Canton. If you're around the area, come watch us. We've said it ad nauseum, so I'm sure you've heard it. We'll put it on our socials and everything. But anytime after 11, between 11 and like 1 or 2 o'clock tomorrow, we're going to be there.
Probably do a 2-hour show or so. We'll do a longer show, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll be around. I don't think we need to be at the wedding until a little bit later in the day. So we have a little bit of time tomorrow afternoon. Tonight is Ravens Bengals. I'll be at the game. I'll be tailgating beforehand. So if you're one of my friends or you know me or you want to reach out and you want to hang out, we'll probably be in Lot H somewhere. So come find me and enjoy Ravens Bengals tonight if you're going. If you're not going, wherever you're watching, it should be a great game. Brad,
can't say it enough. Come out to Chesapeake Wine Company. Have a great time. I'm going to get Joe's already announced here on what I'm getting pied with. I'm getting pied with a pumpkin pie tomorrow for losing my bet. please come out. It's gonna be a little bit of a longer show. We're gonna have Antonio on, as we talked about earlier in this podcast. We're also gonna have Miss Kim Bazu on, talk a little bit of business and just how excited she is to take over this new endeavor in her life. We're really looking forward to seeing everybody. I'm looking forward to seeing you boys. And we got come drink with us. We're gonna have probably a bourbon or something. At 11:30 in the morning, which is disturbing in itself, but never been done before, right? And then also to Sean and Hillary Foy, it's that time, baby. And Foy, I'm sure a lot of us got airline miles you can use if you need to get out right now.
Hey, can you show your can you show your flower girl outfit?
Oh yeah.
So if you don't know, Brian Rogers is the flower girl in Dr. Foy's wedding.
Give me 1 second. Just keep talking.
So we got Sean Foy being the flower girl. If you haven't seen one of the old episodes, one of the guys that comes on every once in a while, Chris Merrick, who also otherwise known as the Timeless Art of Seduction guy in the background of our live opening week Ravens show. He will be the beer vendor at the wedding, which is going to be funny as well. Yeah. So we got a lot of fun stuff that's going on. So
it's going to be an excellent one. I think something's happening in Baltimore right now.
I'm muting him.
Oh, there he goes. Okay. Yeah, I mean, do you have any last thoughts, Brooks, on the game tonight? What's like? Oh God, there we go. Here he is.
Yes,
that's it. That's great.
That's the one.
Are the pants matching? Do the pants match?
No. Just black pants. I'm gonna go white shirt underneath with black shoes.
Can you wear a tuxedo shirt, please? That'd be awesome.
No. But this thing is just money. I mean, come on.
Are you gonna wear a tie, or are you planning on just pulling the chest hair out and popping open a couple of buttons?
No, it's chest hair Fridays, so it's furry Fridays, dude, without a doubt. So no,
I can't wait to see Deli in his wedding shorts and his bolo tie. That's gonna be
Hillary told him he's not allowed to wear his wedding shorts.
What?
So he can. He's the officiant or officiant.
Oh shit, that's right. I forgot.
Maybe he can put him on afterwards for dinner.
Officiant. That's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be awesome.
The rehearsal dinner is today, and Della has to go to the tailgate. So he said he's wearing his full tailgate garb to the rehearsal dinner today.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be awesome, dude! I can't wait to get in.
I'm
gonna have to watch like most of the game on a flight tonight since I'm leaving at 8. Obviously, the game starts at 8:15 or 8:30, one or the other. I wonder if I can get Amazon Prime on Southwest. Anybody know that? I might have to pay for internet.
You might have to pay for internet.
Yeah.
That's worth it.
It's cool that you have the option to do that now, though. Yeah, you're going to be able to watch the first half on a flight.
And realistically, I'll probably only miss like the first quarter because that flight that says it's an hour and a half, it's like an hour and 15. So I'll be up and down.
Yeah, they always say it's going to take a little longer. Anyway, we're going to sign off because I've got to drive to Baltimore in probably about an hour. And Brooks has got to pack, and Brian has got to fulfill his flower boy duties. So we've got stuff to do. We will see you tomorrow morning at Chesapeake Wine Company. We might see you tonight if you're at the Raven game or if you're anywhere around.
Or if you're in Canton,
we're going to be around. Not 100% sure what bar we're going to be at, but usually we end up at the Big and Rooster or the Chaucer, which are two of our fine sponsors on this show. Two of the greatest restaurants in the Baltimore City landscape.
Or we're in a secret club that you can't really find. But if you message us and you're in the if you're in the Canton area and you want to come hang out and you can't find us at one of those, we're probably at the club. We call it the club, but it's in a place that you need a key card to get into. It looks like a townhouse. You'll never be able to find it without us helping you out. So
I'll give you a hint. Just start knocking on doors. It's red. It's a red door.
It's the only one. Yeah.
All right, boys. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tonight. I cannot wait. Miss Caitlin's coming to town with Mr. Brooks. It's going to be awesome. As I say it every time when we close these things out. My favorite part of these podcasts, I get to talk to my buddies. I love them. They help me out a lot when I'm going through a tough time like I am now, and I appreciate you guys so much. And if you guys ever need anything, and I know I talked to Joe Racky just the other day. We were talking a little bit. I love everybody that needs to talk to anyone because it helps us all out a ton. And you can always reach out and talk to us.
Yep. Yeah, boys. Look forward to seeing you. Same thing Brian said.
Go
We
Ravens.
started this as a we don't get the belly up to the bar anymore, so now we're gonna do it live on the internet. So
Yeah.
we'll save the drinking. We no drinking this week no drinking today since we're gonna be seeing each other tonight and probably be very consuming a lot of beverages here the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm planning
It's
on
the first
having
time I
about-
literally just drank a Gatorade. I literally only had Gatorade this cup today.
Yeah, usually Brian's a vodka and Gatorade guy. If anybody was wondering,
Yeah,
it's
not
not.
the veg.
He's a veg guy.
Yeah.
Vodka and Gatorade.
Big veg.
Yeah, I'm
All
gonna
right.
try to take it easy on the $16 Miller Lights tonight, but we'll see. Cheers, guys.
All right, see you boys.
All right, boys. See you.